Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your news and rumors on Sunday, April 26th, 2020. Hope everybody is having themselves a good weekend, hopefully. Staying in, relaxing like we've had for the past few months. I know I am today. I have no choice. I can't jog or play basketball or anything because the weather here in Jersey is miserable. The weather is miserable, and it's going to be miserable until Tuesday here, which sucks. But I mean, it's whatever. I go back and watch old wrestling shows with my dad and stuff like that, so that's very cool. Today right here on the channel, we got news and rumors again. Talking about 3 top rumors of the week that I picked out. I found Triple H's involvement in the Boneyard match and what influence he had on the Boneyard match at WrestleMania. I found this to be very, very interesting, so I wanted to share this on the channel today. We got AEW Dynamite going live starting May 6th on TNT, and finally your main event topic of the week, Vince McMahon's grumpy mood backstage and how he was labeled a grumpy son of a bitch. It's going to be a fun episode today right here on the Big Fat Field channel for news and rumors, so kick back, get your popcorn, and without further ado, let's get to the rumors. Let's fast forward 3 weeks back at WrestleMania 36. What was the best thing that happened at WrestleMania 36 this year, in your guys' opinion? In my opinion, the best thing that happened was the Boneyard match. Now, this week on Corey Graves' After the Bell podcast, Triple H was on as a guest, and he talked about WrestleMania 36 this year and how he could help Vince McMahon in any matches. So, this is an article I found on Pro Wrestling Sheet, and I'm about to read it to you right now and give you guys my thoughts, because I thought, when I first saw this, I immediately liked and retweeted, because I was like, this is going to be a topic I talk about this week, because this one was an eye-opener to me. This one was eye-opening. So, speaking with Corey Graves on his After the Bell podcast, Triple H said he approached Vince McMahon around Mania this year, asking what he could help with on the show. He was like, the Boneyard match. And I was like, okay, great. So what is the Boneyard match? He's like, I don't know. Triple H explained. He was like, it's in a graveyard. I said, okay. And he was like, they've got this huge field, and we'll turn it into a graveyard. It's in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, all right, so what do you want it to be? He's like, I don't know. Just make it good. I'm going to stop right there. So, the match at Mania was fantastic. And ultimately, it's one of my favorite matches in 2020 this year, believe it or not. This Boneyard match is one of my favorite matches in 2020. And he's like, and then Triple H says to him, so what is the Boneyard match? And Vince McMahon was like, I don't know. So, why would you proceed to book a match at WrestleMania if you don't even know what it is? If you don't even know what it means? That's WWE for you. That's Vince McMahon for you, people. Him just throwing his hands up, saying, I don't know, and just making it a stipulation just to make a stipulation match, basically. And then he's like, just make it good. So now we know that Vince McMahon had no involvement in this match with AJ Styles and The Undertaker, which is why it was so good at WrestleMania. Let's continue. Triple H and Michael Hayes, who was an agent on the match, then went to the location and learned it was smaller than expected. The team decided to make it work though, and thinking of ideas and figuring out how they could get more cameras to film it cinematically. Triple H pitched using the team at the PC to join the production, which included Jeremy Borash, who I've heard that he's loved backstage and he's very talented as a camera guy, James Long, and others. And then Triple H says this: I said we can shoot it with them and do it cinematic style. I could bring a bunch of cameras and I can shoot all at once. I'll shoot it like a film, like a movie film. I'll shoot it in a different format, and I believe we can create something special with this. I think most everybody else was against it. Vince was like, well, I don't see as we have much choice, so that's what we're going to do. So they had the PC team go to this graveyard. They had Jeremy Borash, James Long, and others go to the PC and film this match, cinematic style. And then Triple H ended the discussion, ended the portion of the conversation, saying he was really proud of the team who made it. He was also thrilled that Undertaker got to have such a great moment at WrestleMania, as well as AJ Styles, and he applauded the performance of Gallows and Anderson. So I'm not surprised that Triple H was behind this match, and Michael Hayes and Jeremy Borash. I'm not surprised that they were all behind this match, because this was filmed exactly like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa when they had their cinematic type filmed match. And the Firefly Funhouse match was kind of filmed with the main roster production team, I feel like. But it just it kind of bothers me that you book a match at WrestleMania, you book this Boneyard match, and you don't even know what it means. That's just, it's mind-boggling, and it just shows you guys how WWE operates and how they just don't long-term book, and they think of things out of the air instead of planning it out for months leading up to the big event or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, the match was fantastic. It'll probably be one of the best matches that WWE has ever produced in this last decade, maybe. And one of the greater moments in 2020 this year. So that's my thoughts on that. I found that to be very, very interesting, and I'm sure you did too. Let's talk a little AEW, shall we? Haven't got AEW on the news and rumors video in a while, and now this week it seems like a good time with the rumors of them going live on May 6th. So let's talk about it. Let's dive into this. This week on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that AEW is set to return to Jacksonville, Florida on Wednesday, May 6th. The May 6th Dynamite will air live, with the following week's show also filmed on the 6th. Then the May 20th Dynamite, which will be the go-home show before Double or Nothing on May 23rd, will return to live with no plan as of now for what happens after that. As of now, the May 23rd Double or Nothing pay-per-view will also be held in Jacksonville. Now, first, before I dive into this, yes, I want the wrestlers to be safe with their families and home and all that stuff. I want them to be safe from the pandemic first and foremost. But do I have a problem with AEW going live starting the 6th? My answer, and I know somebody is gonna, if somebody comments on this video, or somebody sees this and wants to call me, he's an AEW mark, he's an AEW biased. I'm really not. I'm not. But do I have a problem with AEW going live starting May 6th? My answer is no. I don't have a problem with it. You know why I don't have a problem with it? Because AEW, they did the right thing compared to WWE. AEW did the right thing, and they taped weeks of content. This was back April 1st, I think. They taped weeks of AEW content, and they taped weeks of content all the way up until Double or Nothing, which is honestly, it was the right thing to do. They taped weeks of content to get out as much as possible done, and then they sent the wrestlers home to be in quarantine with their families until they're told to come back. They did the correct thing. Tony Khan was smart in this situation. Cody was smart in this situation, and they only had 30% of their roster, and it tells that they only had 30% of the roster because, for example, since they've taped all these episodes, we've seen the Best Friends on Dynamite every single week. We've seen the Best Friends every single week since they taped these shows from the Nightmare Factory, or QT Marshall's training facility. Best Friends have been on every single week. And the reason I'm not shitting on and the reason people, I should say that, the reason people are not shitting on AEW and they are shitting on WWE for going live is because when AEW was quarantining their superstars, WWE was taping shows still, and Vince McMahon was trying to play Jesus. Vince McMahon wanted to play Jesus and be the only the only sports promotion in the world going today during the pandemic. It was like they were the only company who was like, screw the virus. It's not bigger than what we're doing, and it's not bigger than us, and we're just gonna forget about it, act like it's not even happening, and we're gonna continue to do shows. Meanwhile, like I said, AEW taped weeks of content, and now they quarantined their superstars, and now they decide that, hey, there's places opening up in this world. Jacksonville is labeled sports and media essential business, as UFC now has their pay-per-view on May 9th, UFC 249, in Jacksonville. That is being taken place in Jacksonville. Atlanta, Georgia is starting to open places up. Texas is starting to open places up. And AEW started to open places up when, everything else is opened. So that's really what I gotta say about that. But now my big worry about this is the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view on May 23rd. How's that gonna do? It's not gonna have the same hype as the other pay-per-views have. Are they going to have people pay $50 on BR Live? I would hope not. Man. Hopefully that the pay-per-view will be fine. But I at the end of the day, I trust Tony Khan in all of this too. I don't trust that old man Vince McMahon. I don't trust him out of touch and putting his superstars in jeopardy. Yeah, Tony Khan might be putting his superstars in jeopardy, but he sent them home for a few weeks with their families, which was ultimately the right thing to do. And they did things right, and WWE did things wrong. And that's why I'm not shitting on AEW with this. And if you got a problem with me if you got a problem with me, not having a problem with AEW going live, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Just take it. Because it's my thoughts. Boy, oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. Digging my teeth and my nails right into this story. As you see the big smile on my face right now. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun topic to talk about. Vince McMahon's bad mood backstage in the WWE. Oh boy, here we go. Vince McMahon has reportedly been in a very bad mood over the last couple of months, and his frustration has become a running joke within WWE. As the pandemic continues to cause issues for the wrestling giant, adjustments have become necessary, I guess. I don't really know about that one. I got this article from Inquisitor.com or something like that. Something weird. Those audibles have brought a great deal of anger for Vince McMahon, and employees are rumored to be laughing at him. I'm going to stop right there. Now, with everything happening with Vince McMahon and the XFL shutting down and no audience at WrestleMania and releasing the superstars, a little bit of me makes me feel bad for him, but most likely not, because this is all his fault. Not the WrestleMania being in an empty arena. That's not his fault whatsoever. That's the pandemic coronavirus. But like I've stated on here before, him releasing all those employees was not necessary, and he really did not have to go that route. So that's my thoughts on that. And then employees laughing at him for being in a bad mood. Oh boy, I don't think that's a wise decision, man. If I was laughing at Vince McMahon, I would feel scared. I would not want to be around him whatsoever, and I would prevent everything in my power to be as far away from him as possible. Because you don't know where he could be. He could be lurking around backstage, just walking around, seeing what people are doing, and then he comes up to you, and shit happens. Shit happens. According to PW Insider, Vince has been coming off as a grumpy son of a bitch in the last few weeks. Employees are doing their jobs, but joking about having to stay away from the boss for everyone's sake. Yeah, I would be staying away, like I said a few minutes ago. I would be staying as far away as possible from Vince McMahon with his grumpy mood right here. Absolutely. It came to the point where one anonymous employee said that they are staying out of the building as long as possible, sitting in their cars until it's close to time to go get ready for the shows. So you got employees sitting in their cars, just chilling out, waiting until the show almost starts, and getting as far away from Vince as possible. They are doing this to keep out of Vince's way and to stay out of his vision. Now, this is not good for the future with Vince McMahon's him being a grumpy son of a bitch backstage. Because him being grumpy and him not caring and him just having a screw it attitude, what does that turn into? What will that turn into? Bad shows? More than likely, it'll turn into bad shows on a weekly basis. And WWE said, oh, we're all about putting smiles on people's faces. Are they really putting a smile on our face now? Are they really putting a smile on my face? Because I'll give you an example. Did you see a smile on my face during the SmackDown review saying, oh, this show was so fun tonight, this was a great show? No. No. The show was miserable. I came on and said it. That show Friday night was miserable to watch. And that's, again, it'll lead to bad shows. It's just not fun. I would do the same thing as the wrestlers. Just sit in my car for as much as possible to stay away from him and keep my own business. Keep his own business to himself. Because then randomly he could decide that he wants to put you in a squash match and he's going to bury you that night on Raw or SmackDown. And it's been happening for weeks now. Weeks. Am I surprised that I'm reading this? No. Vince McMahon is a senile 74-year-old man who's out of touch and, is just digging this company a better grave. And it will be better off when he eventually goes. I don't know when he's leaving, but I hope he leaves pretty damn soon. And somebody like Triple H slides into his place and makes Raw and SmackDown a little more enjoyable to watch than it is right now with Vince McMahon in charge. So that's my thoughts on Vince McMahon's bad mood and turning into a running joke and him being a grumpy son of a bitch. That's my thoughts on that. The more Vince McMahon acts like a grumpy son of a bitch, the shows are going to be bad. And that's not good. Not good at all. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for watching this news and rumors video. If you haven't already, subscribe right here on the Big Fred Field channel. We got a whole new week coming up of content right here on the channel. Raw tomorrow night, Dark Side of the Ring Tuesday night, AEW Wednesday night, NXT on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, and then a whole new news and rumors next week right here on the Big Fred Field channel. Comment down below what you think of the news that I talked about today. Triple H's involvement in the Boneyard match, AEW going live on May 6th to Double or Nothing, and Vince McMahon's grumpy mood backstage in WWE. Like this video with a super kick. You can follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. You can follow me on Instagram at Conlon_Joseph. You can follow Eddie on Twitter at Eddie Mullins 515. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Probably just going to go lay down, relax for a little bit, edit this video, and watch old wrestling pay-per-views, I guess. So that's my day for today. Have a good day. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for your Monday Night Raw review. right here on the Big Fight Field channel. Have a good night.